We're now going to learn how to organize the slides within a presentation, and doing so is going to make use of the slide sorter view and the adding of sections to the slide sorter view. So let's start by going to the View tab, and under the Presentation Views group, we're going to click on Slide Sorter to get our deck of cards, is how I like to think of it, that we can shuffle to our heart's content. And I'm going to say that, let's say that in the case of this presentation, slide 3 is supposed to actually be between slides 6 and 7. So we'll just click on slide 3 and then drag it between 6 and 7. Okay, easy enough. Easy way to organize slides. Again, you can do this in the normal view as well, but slide sorter is just a little bit easier because you can see all of the slides in front of you, assuming you zoom out enough. So let's also click on slide 11 now. Okay, and we're going to change to the normal view. Okay, and you'll notice that it takes us to slide 11 in that particular view. So let's go to the title and let's type Tolano in the title placeholder. Okay, and then we're going to go back to the slide sorter view. Okay, and now that we've modified this slide, we're going to drag it to the right of slide 16, so right between 16 and 17, because perhaps that's the correct place to put it. Great, so a different way to get back to the normal view is to actually just click on this option right here. Okay, so we can see that we're currently in slide sorter. This one is normal, so let's click back to get to the normal view. And let's go to slide 2. And let's say that we want to duplicate this slide because we want to create a slide that's very similar to this one. Again, what we're going to do is use the Control-D shortcut. Okay, so again, I could right-click in order to do the same thing, just duplicate slide, but the keyboard shortcut is Control-D, okay, and that's going to produce an identical slide appearing afterwards. Okay, now let's drag this duplicate somewhere else. So let's click on this duplicate, which is slide 3 now, and drag it so that it's between. And I'll just scroll down here. So again, it's kind of like the slide sorter view, but it's a little bit more tedious. So we'll just drag it down so that it is between slides 22 and 23, right here. So we'll drag that to the very end. Okay, and then we'll just change the title to summary. Okay, so it starts as the agenda of the presentation, and then it ends as, the summary. Okay, and then on the status bar, let's go back to the slide sorter view. Again, the status bar is over here on the bottom. And in my slide sorter view, I now want to add some sections. Where you add the sections obviously depends on what kind of presentation you're creating. In our case, we're going to create a new section based on slide 6 here. So let's go ahead and click on slide 6. Okay, and then in the Home tab and in the Slides group, I'm going to click on Section and then Add Section. Okay, so now I've got this first set of slides appearing before slide 6 in the first section, and then I've got slide 6 as well as everything else after it appearing in the second section. And we're just going to leave it with the name of untitled section for now, so just hit Enter on your keyboard for now. Okay, so now we want to create another one on slide 22. So let's click on slide 22. Once again, section, add section. Okay, simple enough. Now, what we want to do is we want to go to the default section that we started with, the one at the very top here. Oh, sorry, let me just hit enter. We'll just leave it with the, again, untitled section name. It's okay to have more than one untitled section. You won't get an error or anything. And if we return now to this first section, if we click on it, it's actually going to allow us to select all of the slides that are within that section at that one time. Okay, so that's useful if we want to make sort of a change to all of these slides. But let's go ahead and right-click on the name itself, click on Rename Section, and we're going to change this to, say, Beginning. Okay, so we'll just rename that. And the middle one is obviously going to be Middle, so let's change that one too. And the one at the end is going to be End. Great. Let's now say that for whatever reason we wanted to move these two slides to appear before the middle. All that we would do is we would just right-click on the name of that section at the end and then click on Move Section Up. Okay. But of course that doesn't make sense. That's just for me to show you. So let's move it back now by right-clicking and then moving the section back down. If I were to right-click on beginning and then select collapse all, then I would just see the names, of course, of the names of the sections as well as how many slides are within each section. If I double-click on beginning, it would open that particular section. Okay, let's expand middle as well. And let's say that we actually want to remove this end section. So let's just right-click on end and then remove it. That's how we would do that. Okay, and by removing that section, you'll notice that the slides aren't removed, right? Those slides just are moved over to the what we call the middle section. Okay, it's still called middle. Okay, so let's click away from that particular section to deselect everything. And let's right-click slide 22 and then click on add section. So again, it's just another way to do it this time. Okay, and so we've added our new untitled section, and we're currently selecting all of the slides within that section. So we'll take advantage of that by now formatting the background of these two final slides. So to format the background, of course, we're going to, oh, whoops, let's just hit enter again. To format the background of these two slides that we're selecting in this final section, we're going to go to the Design tab and click on Format Background. Select the, in this case, you know, it's our preference, but we'll select the solid fill and we'll go with the color green. Great, so just change the background of those two in particular, showing that it's convenient, of course, to select entire sections of slides that are similar to one another.